Fight.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. So like I said, we was gonna do a story time. Good times. So okay, when we were talking about boot camp, I kept on getting distracted and kept telling y'all like, oh, that's a story time, so I'm gonna put two in one. I'm gonna tell y'all about this girl on the first night of boot camp getting pee on the RDC, and then about me getting in trouble the first night of boot camp. Like, who does that? Who gets in trouble the first night? Me. Anywho, okay, so while we're at boot camp, remember I told y'all that you are like standing in this big old room and like you're not supposed to be talking. The RDCs are the only people that talk or whatever. So the room is quiet, and so they're doing like the urinalysis. So you go in the restroom and you pee, and then you bring the cup, but the cup has like a lid on it, obviously, for obvious reasons. So the girl doesn't put her lid all the way back on, and so at the time we're all just like, you know, just like standing there waiting on them to call us to do our urinalysis and all this other stuff. So the girl has her cup, right, with the pee in it, and so she puts it on a table and is sliding it, and it splashes in the RDC's face. So so the RDC is like, what is that? What just splashed on my face? So he's like going in, and like all of the other RDCs are trying to like maintain military bearing or whatever. Don't mind my face or like that yellow. The pollen is so trifling. But anyway, focus. I told y'all I get distracted. I ain't got my notepad with me today. But oh my goodness. So she gets pee in his face, right? And so she is looking petrified. Like, imagine your first night and like you get pee on the RDC. So she's like, I apologize, blah, 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 blah. And so he's freaking out. He's like grabbing hand sanitizer. He's like wiping it all on his face. And so the other RDCs are like laughing. And so I think it was his daughter. It was some girl there who like, she wasn't in the military, or maybe she was and she just wasn't in uniform. I don't know. But she was there and she was like helping everybody out. So he calls for her to like do something to help or whatever, to get him like a towel or whatever. And so she's like, well, what happened, blah, 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 blah. So he's like, this recruit got her pissed in my face. It's not, I can only laugh because I got in trouble my first night. I mean, like, not to that extent, but like I got yelled at and all that. So it was so funny. He's like telling her, look at the wall, face the bulkhead, and figure out your life. Think about your life. Don't move. Don't do anything, blah, 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 blah. So, oh my gosh. So that was the talk of like all of boot camp. Like, that was the talk. That stuff was so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Anyway, next. Y'all, I get so caught up. My eyes are so swollen. This pollen is killing me. Okay, so remember I told y'all they had us drink all this water, right? So we're drinking all this water, and it's ice cold water. Anybody who drinks water knows ice cold water goes through you like that. Like, before you even sit down, you'll have to pee again. So after we get off the bus, we're at RTC Great Lakes and all this good jazz. So we're there, and we're like, okay, like trying to hold it because they haven't told us when exactly we were going to pee for our country for the first time. Like, they haven't told us that yet. So we're like standing around, and then they have us start walking in circles. So like, if you didn't have to pee, like that was the whole thing. And so I don't recall the RDC ever saying like, let me know when you have to go. I don't recall that ever being said. Or maybe she said it while we were like, okay, it's this huge room, right? So she's like all the way over here in the front, and we're all the way in the back while she's trying to talk to us. So You think I'm hearing you? No, I'm not hearing you. If she did, say it. So we're walking around, and so boom, just my luck, I have the urge to pee. So I'm like, okay, like, how long we supposed to walk in circles, y'all? Like, I kind of gotta go. So we're like steady walking around. So the second time we looped around, because it was like a big old square around these desks that we were walking in circles. So by the time we got around again, I was like, hey, like, who do I tell that I have to use the restroom? Because I gotta use the restroom. And she's like, what did she say? I think she said, did I say stop walking? Something like something along the lines of basically, I don't care that you have to pee, sweetheart. Basically, that's how I took it. Okay, that is how I took it. So we're walking around. So I can't even tell you how many laps we've done. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm like stepping cautiously because I really have to pee. So I like get back around and I said, hey, I really have to use the restroom. And she was like, you again? Blah, 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 blah. Like, she starts going in. And I was like, I mean, well, I told you I had to pee the first time. You told me something, whatever you had told me. And so I got an attitude. One, because I'm too old to be asking you, can I go pee? Two, because y'all told us to drink this water. Y'all did that. Y'all told us to drink all this water, and then you're gonna have to pee for your country as soon as you get there. Meanwhile, we've been here for over an hour and have not peed for my country. So at this point, she fed up with me because I done mouthed off and all types of stuff. So she told us, go line up behind the red line, blah, 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 blah. So I'm still having to pee so bad. So I'm dancing. And so she comes over there, be still, blah, 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 blah. And then she was like, you need to know your body. You too old, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I know my body. I told you I have to use the restroom, blah, blah, blah. So I'm steady going back and forth, steady mouthing off, which is the first thing about boot camp. Like, just learn how to be quiet. So I'm like, I mean, I really could go home. Like, I ain't took off none of my civilian attire. I really could go home and it won't be no pressure. Like, I'm not finna be asking y'all, can I pee? Like, I'm not I'm not gonna do that. Like, you not gonna have me wet my clothes. And that's what I had told her. I said, we got to the stalls and she was like, you better not pee until I tell you to, something, because they have to make sure that, like, it's your urine and all types of stuff. So they set us up at these stalls, and the stalls don't have doors or nothing like that for, like I said, obvious reasons. So she's like, I don't want to hear anything, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, I'm too old to be wetting my clothes. So, like, so I'm like so upset. And so I'm not even realizing that people that were at that moment with me, like in that moment with me, ended up being in my division, and I ended up going to A school with some of these people. So I'm like, that was like the story. Like, one of the girls was like, oh my gosh, Bearden, I just really didn't think you were gonna make it. I didn't. She was like, I did not think you were gonna make it, because like, you're literally going back and forth with an RDC and all this other stuff. And so I was fine once I peed. I was like, whatever, like, it is what it is now. But I had an attitude because I'm like, you're not gonna tell me that I can't go to the restroom when I have to go to the restroom. Like, I'm only filled up on liquid because y'all told me to drink it. So but anyway, we'll have more story times later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share, subscribe, comment, etc., always with love.